and let's discuss all the stocks that are buzzing in trade, either based on news flow or based on technical charts. And to discuss exactly that, we are now joined by Mr. Akshay Bhagwat, Senior Vice President, Derivative Research at JM Financial Services. Akshay, afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us today. We'll come to you in just a bit, but let's get started. And first up, Signature Global is on our radar this afternoon. And this after the company reported very weak set of operational data for the quarter gone by. In fact, the management has gone ahead and said that they will not be able to achieve their FY26 pre-sales guidance, and that is the reason the stock is reacting negatively. In fact, as we speak, the stock is down nearly 5.5%. Let's talk about their pre-sales number, which in the quarter gone by stood at about 2020 odd crores, which is a decline of a solid 27% on a year-on-year basis. So pre-sales numbers were weak in the quarter gone by, and the management commentary is also on the weaker side. They say that the overall market sentiment has turned softer, and that impacted the numbers in the quarter gone by. They will not be able to achieve their pre-sales guidance of 12,700 crores, which looked comfortable a few months back. They will aim to maintain their sales at the same level as last year, and the launches continue to remain on track. So that's important commentary that has come in from the management, that they will not be able to achieve their guidance, and that is precisely the reason the stock is down 5.5% in trade today.
All right, so that's Signature Global in focus, but let's move on to the next counter. Actually, you've picked out NTPC for us. Tell us on the charts, what do you see? Because NTPC is a stock that hasn't really done much. It hasn't moved much. So from here on, what do you see on the charts? What are the levels to watch out for?
Good afternoon to all. See, NTPC, if you look at the price charts lately, there was a very strong rally in a few days back, right from 315 to 355. And this comes from a very important support zone of around 320. So the momentum kicked in, but with the recent sell-off in the market, we have got some bit of a corrective action, which I think presents another opportunity to go long in NTPC at the current levels of 337. So from a technical or a short-term trading charts perspective, we are looking at a short-term bounce back, which can see NTPC regaining the 350 odd levels which it lost few days back. So a short-term positive view on NTPC with a stop loss below 325.
All right, so those are the levels to watch out for as far as NTPC is concerned. But let's move on to a buzzer in trade. Avenue Supermarts was up in a way almost 2.5% in trading session after it reported its Q3 FY26 results. Now another mixed set is coming in for Avenue. It has given up all the morning gains, but nonetheless managing to hold on to gains of 0.5% right now. A mixed scorecard. Revenue was a slight bit weak, but PAT, EBITDA and margins gave a beat. It was strong on that front. As far as the numbers are concerned, then on a standalone basis, we did see the PAT that saw a jump up of 17.6% on a year-on-year basis at 923 crores. The revenue was up 13% at 17,613 crores, and the margins came in at 4%. I'm sorry, with versus the 7.9%, and that was the 48 basis points uptick that we saw coming in, and the EBITDA also saw an uptick of 20% on a year-on-year basis. Now, a couple of brokerages that have come out with a note. Goldman Sachs is maintaining a sell, but they have hiked the target price to 3,500 from an earlier 3,355. Macquarie also maintaining an outperform with the target price of 3,100. JP Morgan is neutral, and they have cut the target price here to 3,950. But right now, in focus is Avenue Supermarts, holding on to gains of 0.5%.
Well, yes, it is off the highest point of the day, but despite that, sitting on to some gains. But shifting focus to solar stocks, something like Waaree Energy and Premium Energy continue to remain in focus today, and this is on the back of some policy change that was announced by China, where they said that solar PV modules export tax rebates that were earlier in the range of 9 to 13% for solar PV modules that were being exported from China to other countries has now been completely stopped with effect from 1st of April 2026. Now, what does this mean? India's solar PV module and product exporters, like Waaree Energy and Premier Energy, are likely to benefit because they will now become more competitive in the global market. All those incentives that were earlier being given by Chinese government to their exporters have now been removed completely with effect from 1st of April, and hence, because Indian players will become competitive in the global market, it is a positive for both these players. Premier Energy is up 2.5%. With Waaree, it has given up some of those morning gains, but despite that, it is sitting with gains in excess of 1% in trade today.
All right, Vari Energies, Premier Energies, and focus on the back of that. But let's move on to the next counter. Akshay, Coal India is what you picked out for us. Now, Bharat Cooking Coal with its IPO, it's the second day of subscription. It has already been subscribed to like 21 odd times. But Coal India, what do you see on the charts for this one? This one's up and away on the back of the good subscription that we're seeing for Bharat Cooking Coal. 2.5% uptick on Coal India. What are the levels to watch out for?
So technically, there's a very positive development in Coal India when recently it broke the level of 400. Now, if you recollect, the entire 2025 was spent in a very tight range for Coal India, and this breakout above 400, which was seen a few trading sessions back, just puts the stock in a very strong technical footing. So right now the support is 410, and the way the stock is set up, it is possibly heading for targets of 450 plus. So with a stop loss below 410, one can be invested for short-term trading upsides till 415 Coal India.
All right, so that's Coal India in focus. That are the levels to watch out for. But let's move on to the next stock that is in focus, and that is Lemon Tree. Now, Lemon Tree will demerge its subsidiary Fleur to create two distinct platforms. It's going to be Lemon Tree Hotels as a pure play asset management company. Fleur Hotels is going to be a large-scale hotel ownership and leasing platform, and Roger Pincus is going to acquire the APG's 41% stake in Fleur before the scheme is completed, and they will also invest 960 crore rupees in tranches. So on the back of this demerger coming in for Lemon Trees, that stock is up in a way 3% in trade.
Okay, so that's Lemon Tree Hotels for you, up 3%. But on that note, we need to slip into a very short break. We'll discuss many more buzzers on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Market Fatafat, a show where we discuss all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. And remember, we've recovered from the lowest point of the day. Nifty now trading near that 25,740 mark, thanks to the comments that came in from US Ambassador to India on trade deal. But let's talk about a whole host of counters that are in focus on the back of their lock-in, which ends today. Wakefit Innovations, a recently listed counter. Although the stock has recovered from the lowest point of the day, remember 5% equity was locked in, and that lock-in opened today, and that is the reason we saw some bit of selling pressure earlier in the day. So is the case for Corona Remedies. Nearly 2% equity was locked in, and that lock-in has opened, and the stock continues to remain under pressure, down nearly 1.5%. So both these stocks in focus on the back of their lock-in expiry today.
All right, moving on to the next counter. Akshay, you picked out Titan for us. Now, Titan is this name that has given some really good returns in the last 6 months. It has clearly outperformed 24% returns as far as Titan is concerned. From here on, do you see more upside? What are the levels to keep on the radar?
Yeah, so if you look at Titan, I think the trend has been very positive for Titan, and somewhere, with the last corrective action which you have seen in the couple of days, it is presenting you another opportunity to go long at the current market price. 4100 is a good technical support. Although the stock is a bit overstretched for comfort, still I believe there is one more round of upside yet to go, where the stock might conquer new highs around 4350 to 4400. So for a trading pullback from current levels, suggesting to go long for possible targets around 4400 with stop losses below 4100 in Titan.
All right, moving on then from Titan to the next counter that is in focus, and that is Shakti Pumps. Shakti Pumps has won an order that's worth 654 crores from Karnataka Renewable Energy Development Limited for 16,780 solar water pumping systems under the PM Kusum scheme. The project covers design, manufacturing, supply, installation and commissioning across Karnataka. On the back of this big order win, Shakti Pumps is up and away 5% in trade.
Okay, that's Shakti Pumps for you on the back of that order win. The stock is surging in trade today. But let's put the spotlight on Travel Food Services, or TFS, and Rubicon Research. Both of these counters were listed recently, and remember, some percentage of their equity lock-in expired today, because of which we saw some bit of pressure on both these counters. TFS, or Travel Food Services, that one, remember, it has recovered from the lowest point of the day. In fact, both these stocks have recovered, but nearly 66% equity was locked in, which opened today. And for Rubicon Research, the quantum was about 4%. So on the back of this, both these stocks continue to remain in focus.
All right, so that's Travelco and Rubicon that's in focus. But let's move on to the next counter that you have picked out for us, Akshay. IndusInd Bank. Tell us on the charts, what do you see for IndusInd Banks? In fact, if you look at the price today, that is almost up 2.5% in today's trading session itself. What are the levels to watch out for?
So in the private banking space, we did see a breakout few days back in IndusInd Bank at the levels of around 860. And post the recent corrective action, the stock is rebounding back again after testing the support of 860, which gives us confidence that overall 860 is a good short-term support, which the stock has been kind of respecting time and again. With the recovery of 2.5% in today's trading session, I think the stock is setting up for possible upsides till 950. So with these targets, you can continue to be invested in IndusInd Bank with the stop loss at 855.
All right, so that's IndusInd Bank on the charts, but let's move on to the next count. The Tejas Networks, that one was seeing a sharp fall today. In fact, that was down 12% in the trading session after reporting a weak set of Q3 results. In fact, on a consolidated basis, we do see a loss coming in of 197 crores versus a profit of 166 crores on a year-on-year basis. The revenue also was down 88% at 307 crores. EBITDA loss of 133 crores versus a profit of 371 crores on a year-on-year basis. Now, so what are the factors that were at play, or what led to this a big fall? Is the fact that first is that it's the fourth straight quarterly loss for the company. The net debt now stands at 3,349 crores versus 3,150 crores on a year-on-year basis. And it ended the quarter with an order book of 1,329 crores, but the BSNL delays still persist with advance purchases order issued earlier, but the final one is still pending, and the delay in the receipt for BSNL 4G add on to the PO of 1,526 crores for the shipment of 18,000 sites. And on the back of that, Tejas Networks reported rather weak set, and that's still down 10% in trade.
Okay, so that's a big accident of the day. The stock is down 10.5%. Akshay, thanks so much for joining us with all those details and helping us decode some stock-specific ideas.